Good afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we are going to take a few moments to teach you how to review the programs that you have been assigned for our Campus Home Live event that will be happening this June. My name is Ryan Young, and I currently serve as the admin chair for the program committee, and I am joined by my colleague, Tori, who I'll have introduced herself momentarily. We're just going to walk you through the resources and the steps of what you'll need to do. And of course, we will be here to provide any support or resources you may need as you go through. So, Tori, I'm going to turn it over to you to do an introduction and to get us started.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Tori Nagash. I work in the ACUHO-I home office as Research Initiatives Manager, and I'm happy to be here as a resource as you work through the reviews for the event and any questions related to the use of Sessionize or the features or anything technical you can send my way. And today I will be showing you the user guide, talking through the steps of the review process, and then showing you a test proposal in Sessionize to give you an idea of what that will actually look like and how you can work through that process. So I'm going to share my screen here and walk you through the user guide, which if you saw quickly there, it's only 2 pages, so not too much that you have to worry about in terms of process. But this guide is going to walk you through how to log in to Sessionize, and then also how to go through the evaluation process, track your progress, and then review the work that you've done. So you should have received an email invitation from Sessionize, and this is what you will use to create your account, and we'll assign you to our team for this event as a reviewer. So you'll see there is a link here to the Sessionize site as well. We recommend that you use this classic login option, although you're welcome to also use the Facebook, Twitter, or other account options to log into Sessionize. And if you created a speaker account, perhaps as you submitted a proposal, if that was something you did, you could also use that login to access this as well. So once you're logged in, this is when you will access the evaluation plan. And this is where you will see the sessions that have been assigned to you as a reviewer for the event. So if you log into Sessionize, in the top left corner of that home page, you will want to make sure you toggle into the organizer mode. So that's going to be right over here under that Sessionize logo. You'll see here they're actually in speaker mode. You're going to want to make sure you toggle over to organizer mode. If there's multiple events related to you, you'll see those there. There should just be the one, which is going to be Campus Home Live. And so you'd want to make sure that you're looking for that event, which is going to be here under event. And then you'll see the sessions assigned to you. There'll also be deadline information here as well. So you can check that you're on track to get everything submitted by the deadline. There are going to be instructions, and so those would also be visible here if there are some for our event, which there are, very brief, just a quick reminder of how to score these sessions. And after you review those, you can start evaluating. So that's on to step 4. So there's going to be multiple criteria. There's going to be 10 for you to score, and you're going to rate each session by assigning a score of 1 to 5 stars for each criterion, as well as half-star ratings, such as 0.5, 1.5. Those are also possible. So anywhere from 0.5 to 5, I guess technically you could do less than 1 for each criterion. When you're done going through those 10 and you've assigned your scores and you're happy with that, you can click the Save and Continue button to submit and move on to the next session. I do want to note that anonymous mode is active for the event, which means that all speaker names are replaced. So you're going to see a name there, but it's not a real name. It's not the name of the actual speaker. And other fields that would identify them are hidden, such as the university or college that they work at or the organization that they're from.
Tori, can I just make a comment that
Mhm.
within the outline of a program, you may still see a reference to a name or an institution within that. Do your best to try to avoid letting that influence your scoring or your decisions. We do the best we can, but within an actual outline, we don't redact that.
Yes. And it may be that they're talking about an institution or an organization, but they don't actually work there. So that may also be the case as well. Okay. So while you're in progress with reviewing your sessions, you're able to track where you're at. So um, you're going to see here in this screenshot that there's a progress bar at the top. And so you're going to be able to see how far along you've come, meaning how much you have left to do. But if at any time before you get to 100%, you need to stop, there is a stop and continue or save and continue um, option where you can save your progress and continue it later without submitting. And then when you return, you'll be able to pick up right where you left off. Um, you're also on your evaluation page, so your home page for the evaluation round. You'll see a box with tabs. And this is also where you can look for recent and use that to keep track of your past session evaluations. And you can click on any of the sessions there to reopen them and make changes if you want to go back and possibly edit a score for something or just review what was there to make sure something was correct. Last, then, once you're done, you'll be automatically redirected to your evaluation page. And this is where you're going to be able to see statistics as well as a summary of the sessions that you reviewed and the score that you gave them. And so you're going to be given maybe things that you're not necessarily worried about, like how much time you spent per session reviewing the information, but you'll be able to double check here that you've completed all of them and just see some helpful summary of the work that you've done. Again, this is where you could click that little blue button, the edit button next to a session name, and you could go back in to make changes. If you're like, oh, that doesn't look right, or you just want to double check things or review it once again, you can go back and do that as long as it's before the deadline. And if at any time throughout this process you have a question or have an issue, you can email me. I've put that in the user guide with a link there to contact me for assistance, and I will get back to you with help. I also want to show you a preview of what this is going to actually look like for you in Sessionize. And so what I've done here is log in. I've created a test session and assigned it to myself. And so once you're in a session to do your evaluation, this is what you're going to see. So you're going to see our event at the top. You're going to see that we're in round 1 of our evaluations. And there's a very brief instruction here telling you that it's the first round and how to score each session with stars from 1 to 5. Basically with 1 being strongly disagree, 5 being strongly agree. So Likert scale. And down here where it says test session, this is where you're going to see the title of the session. Right here is going to be where their description would be. And then the rest of this are all of the required questions that we asked in the proposal. And so you'd see all of either the options they selected, if it was a question, multiple choice question, or the information that they wrote in and submitted for each option, such as learning objectives, their outline for the program, what topic area they selected. Down here is where you see my information because I am not currently in anonymous mode, but in anonymous mode, my name would actually be replaced with a fake name, a placeholder name, and this information would be hidden. So you wouldn't be able to see a picture or anything, but you would see a name there. Once you've reviewed the information, you can see here that we have the stars, and the criteria that you're going to use to evaluate. So, um, whatever score you decide, hey, this proposal is really high quality. Yeah, I'm going to give it 5 out of 5. Or, I'm not sure it really fits the competency that they listed. I'm going to say 2 out of 5. However you decide to score, you're able to just drag across and select. It's going to tell you the number here um, on the right. And as I was saying, there are half score options all the way down to 0.5, so less than 1. So you're able to do those as well. If I'm like, yeah, I'm out of time, I want to come back to this later. Here's where you would say skip and ask later or save and continue. If you decide you want to just discard your progress and get out of here and go back to the main screen, you can also say stop and continue later. It's not going to save your progress, but it would take you out of this back to that home screen. And then you're also able to go straight to that page with your statistics for so that overview of how you've scored everything. If you have more sessions left, you would see a to-do list here of that information. But for me, I only have this one, so there's nothing else listed for me to complete. So hopefully this feels pretty straightforward. I think it should be hopefully an easy user experience for you, but I will be here to help if there are any questions or issues encountered while you're going through this.
Thank you, Tori, for walking us through how to review those programs. So each volunteer for the program committee has been assigned on average 15 to 17 programs to review. Again, Tori has assigned those to the individual folks to the specific programs that you are needing to review over the course of the next couple of weeks. Our deadline is going to be at midnight on February 5th. 2025 for our program reviewers to make sure that they get all of their program reviews done. Our program review coordinators will be keeping in touch with you all over the course of the next couple of weeks to connect about your progress, help answer any questions or anything that might be coming up for you as well during the course of your reviews. It's really important for folks to make sure that you communicate with your review coordinator if for any reason that you are unable to complete your session reviews, so that way we can ensure that we get those reassigned or moved over to get the appropriate number of evaluations we need for each of our submissions. We thank you so much for being willing to give us your time and energy over the next couple of weeks to do this process. We're really excited about that. And again, Tori and I are here to answer anything, be a resource for you as well. So once again, thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing all of your evaluations coming in over the course of the next 2 weeks.